questions so far with D1, D2, S1, S2? None? Alright. Then we have an S3. Ano nga yung sabi natin sa S3? Ano nga yung commitment and competence sa S3 again?
Moderate to high yung competence and then variable yung commitment.
Alright. So moderate to high, meaning the person is already capable, is knowledgeable of, and knowledgeable of the process. The person has skills already, but the commitment is variable, meaning if you ask them for participation, if you ask them for commitment to something, if you ask them if they would like to take on a task, the answer will be variable. Pwedeng pwede, pwedeng oo, pwedeng hindi ko alam. No? So with this, we use the supporting style of leadership, or the S3, also known as the participating style of leadership. Here, a two-way communication is important. Because what you need to do here is to establish again yung commitment ng tao. The competency is already set. The person has moderate to high competency already. So you can rely on that person in terms of competency. What we need to be sure of here is the person's commitment, right? So how do we do this? Going back to our discussion earlier, you can ask for ideas from the person. We need to address if there's any doubt doon sa individual. Like for example, if you approach a person and said that you would want to, you see this person as somebody who will be promoted in the next 6 months, and the way the person reacted is medyo alanganin. Find out why. Find out where's the doubt coming from. Find out what the reason behind the undecided commitment is coming from. Is it skill? Is it responsibilities? Is it fear of support? Is it fear of failure? No? And then kaya siya two-way communication, because you need to listen first. You need to ask questions first to know how to address bakit merong variable commitment. When you've already identified that there's the reason for variable commitment, that's now how you can guide the person to either the right goals, the right reasons, the right opportunities, no? Like for example, takot siyang mag-join doon sa project kahit alam mo na kaya niya yung project and he can even lead the project. Takot siya kasi baka feeling niya hindi enough yung skill niya. So now, maybe instead of bringing him into the project immediately, you can ask for suggestions first. So you can ask the person, so if you are in this position, how do you think we should address this problem? How do you think we should start this project? Now, if it were you, how would you plan it out? How long do you think it will take? So you're technically boosting the person's confidence, because you're banking on his or her experience. And because of that, pag nabuboost na yung confidence niya, unknowingly, you're also boosting his motivation. Until eventually, you can tell the person, all right, it seems that you have a lot of really great ideas here, and I appreciate that, and I agree with them. Now, would you like to take on the role? Would you like to take on the task? Would you be committed to do this? If the answer is still no, ganun ulit. You ask questions again and find out where the doubt is coming from, and let's address that. So it's going to be a two-way communication between you and and the employee. Okay? Questions about an S3 and D3? None? All right. And then we have a D4. And yes, a D4 might sound like the ideal employee. No? Kasi parang independent na siya. I don't have to think of anything else about that person. But what that employee needs is the opportunity to highlight his or her capabilities. If that opportunity is not given, your D4 can get demotivated. Your D4 can become a D3. The trust might not be as full anymore if the D4 doesn't feel that they are given the right opportunity, that they are given the trust that they can do the job, that they are not, that napapabayaan sila. Okay, so what you need to do here as an S4, you need to delegate. You delegate tasks to the person, give the person responsibilities, more responsibilities, or ask the person for ideas, again, make him part of a big decision so that he or she will not lose that motivation or that enthusiasm. Do not commit anything, ha? Do not commit promotion or anything. Don't. Not unless it's sure. But if you want to keep them motivated, always give them the opportunity to highlight and to keep on learning. Para hindi bumaba yung commitment level nila. In fact, if you put them in a in a project and they're not familiar with the project as much, they can be an S1. Right? Mataas pa rin ang commitment, pero yung familiarity dun sa project is low. So they can be an S1. So maybe a D1. So a D4 can actually be a D1. But take note also that a D4 can also be a D3. All right? And an S and a D1 can also be a D2. So know who your teams are, know what's going on. And it's important that we know who our team members are. It's important that we don't just know them personally, but we know what type of employees they are so that we can apply the right approach, the right style of leadership, the right communication style with them. All right? Questions, clarifications regarding this? Okay, if none, I will group you into two and you will answer 2 case studies. All right? So I will open breakout rooms in a bit, but I would just want to request you to take a screenshot of these 2 case studies. Hold on. Let me just... sige. Let's have Isa and Tin as group 1 and Selena and Joanna as group 2. Group 1, you will answer this. You will discuss in the breakout rooms and you will answer this case study. So please take a screenshot. Let me know if you already have it. Okay na? Okay. So you can read it now. And what I'd like you to do is to rank. Just rank the responses based on what you will do first and what will you do last. Okay? And then identify also what is the appropriate leadership response for this scenario. So discuss amongst yourselves, Isa and Ten, for this case. Now for Joanne and Selena, this is your case study. So again, please take a screenshot. Okay na? All right. So again, same thing. You can please read this together and discuss between the two of you